Yo, yeah. So for my next my next album, my fifth album, uh, is already finished. I'm just I'm getting it ready for next year. So it's just ready to put out, and that's what I did for my last two albums. And I'm pretty ready for a while, and then put them out. Well, not necessary. Well, yeah, I did that with Angels with Wings, because Angels with Wings was done sometime in like July. It was done July at some time, and I wanted to wait and hold it off, but I knew I wanted it released that year. So I was like, what's the next major holiday? So I was like, all right, I'll put it on November 25th on Thanksgiving. And, I also put it out, um, like, because for Thanksgiving, everybody's, like, supposed to say what they're thankful for. And, I was thankful for my grandpa, and, him, doing everything that he did for me. So I was like, all right, whatever, we're going to put it out there. Um, and then with The Abyss, I did the same thing with The Abyss. I put it out on May 10th, which was the day that he died, but I don't want to look at that day and be like, fuck, this is the day that I lost somebody really close to me. No, I want to look at that day as, like, I don't want to be sad, and I have something looking forward to on that day. So that's why I released the album, and that's why all of my albums from here on out are going to be released May 10th, and if they're not going to be released on May 10th, they're just not going to be released at all. And I'll do a side album on Your Medicine Productions, but and then with the recent album that isn't out yet, I already have the name, but I don't want to say the name. But I already have the name. I already have the tracks. I already have everything. Um, and I'm just sitting on it, waiting till next year around May 10th. Not around, but on May 10th. May 10th is the day that the album's gonna drop. I'm gonna start promoting it in January. Uh, but I'm also sitting on it, making sure like this is the route I want to go with it, and I still have enough time to go back and change shit if I want to. There's 3 music videos. I'm currently thinking about doing a fourth one for another track. Um, it's cool. It tells a story, which I kind of like, cuz I feel like in a weird way it's telling a story of me, you know, and how far I've come, cuz if you knew me like fucking 3 years ago, I'm a completely different person than what I am now. And I feel like it's great because I have changed a lot. Um, so with that recent album, um, I tell a story, and I can't wait. I really can't wait till the podcast so I can talk about that album on the podcast. But yeah, definitely, yeah. I because um I so okay, I'm gonna take it back. There was originally going to be a deluxe for the Abyss, but I stopped doing the deluxe so I can work on this fifth album. And I wanted to get this album done. Not that it was rushed, but it got done like fairly quick. I'm not gonna lie, it got done fairly quick. But it's a really good album. And it does give the same vibes as Angels with Wings in the Abyss. Um, and it obviously tells a different story, but it's still the same as those two, and the feel from it. But I didn't do the Abyss Deluxe because I wanted to work on this 5th album. And after this 5th album, I have 2 albums in mind already that I'm going to do. So and I was thinking about it before I did this 5th album. I'm doing 2 other albums. I already thinking about these, and I'm thinking that I'm already gonna start working on these for 2024. Because and I'm gonna kind of take it back again when I said I'm either putting an album out on May 10th or I'm not putting one out at all. I'm putting on May 10th, 2024. I'm putting out the first volume of the Home album because I have 2 ideas that I've always wanted to do since either before or after working on the Abyss, and I wanted to do volumes, and I wanted to call it Home, and I just kind of wanted to, bring the past up a little bit, talk about, how I grew up, talk about, the shit that we all did as a family and all the fun times that we had and the memories that I have of, like family get-togethers or just playing with my cousins when, my grandpa would babysit them, or because I have really good memories with me and Landon. We would be like playing in the living room. I would always be playing with him. Whether it was like playing with toy cars, action figures, it doesn't matter. Just those fun memories, and memories that I just had with my mom, with my grandma and my grandpa, those memories. And when we would go out and do things, or like when the family would come over, we would have a cookout, we would have fun, we would play games. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because we don't do that no more, and I kind of wanted to rejoice, and I wanted to bring it up a little bit. And the first volume is going to be about those fun times at home, because we would have like Thanksgiving, we would have Easter, we would have Christmas. It would be awesome. Everybody would come over, we would give gifts. It was really fun, but we don't do that no more. And it really makes me sad because I remember when I was a kid, we would always go over to my great grandma's for Christmas Eve. And then the next day, everybody would come over for Christmas. And, we would, fucking make Christmas cookies. We did normal family shit. And it was hella fun. And I really do miss doing those. And at the time, I was a kid, and I thought it was boring. But now I look back, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm stupid. I wish I would have went back and, did more of that. I mean, I did, but I didn't do it as much. And I didn't give it as much thought. And Thanksgiving, everybody would come over, we would all talk, we would laugh, we would go outside and play, come in, eat, chill out. It was really fun. And Easter, everybody would come over, we would go out look for Easter eggs. There was this one point in particular, I forgot, I think it was Easter, and everybody came over. We were all in the driveway, and we were playing Pie in the Face. And it was that's one of the days that really stuck out to me. That was one of the most funnest days we all had as a family, in my opinion. I feel like that was one of the last few good days that we had. And I also really weirdly I strictly remember that was the first day I also was allowed to ride around the block for the first time. But I wasn't allowed to, but I still did it, and I thought I was so badass when I did it. I'm like, my mom told me not to, I'm still gonna do it. So it's one of those things where it's really close and personal to me. So the first volume is going to be about, the fun things that we all did as the family, and then the second volume is gonna be more personal, where it's gonna be just memories of home, whether it's my old bedroom, doing things that I used to do as a kid, playing cops with one of my oldest and bestest friends. His name was Ivan. And, you know, even playing The Walking Dead with my cousin. Like we were cringy ass kids, We like to play guns, we like to ride bikes, we like to pretend that we were cops. I would always argue with my cousins if they didn't let me. But sometimes I would get a stick up my ass and be like, okay, somebody else can be Rick, I'll be Shane. I feel like being a bad guy, you know. But I always had to be Rick because I fucking loved Rick. I still love Rick, but I don't know. It's weird saying it, but a part of me, like with the whole playing shit, like I don't get up and like I wake up, start my day with like, I'm gonna be fucking Rick. I'm gonna put on this fucking belt. I'm gonna carry this gun with me, this fake ass walkie-talkie, and I'm going to make this a productive damn day. Like I'm not, I used to do that. And I just think it's funny now. I mean, I still like a part of me is like always still gonna be a kid. I'm always gonna be a kid. I don't care how old I am. Because I still have this little cousin. He just turned 10. When he'll come over, and when he does, if he wants to play, I'll still play with him. I don't see nothing wrong. I mean, like, it's not like I'm gonna wake up and I'm just gonna start beating the fuck out the air like I used to do when I was a kid because I had no one to play with. I was a lonely ass kid. I had a lot of imaginary friends, I'm not gonna get up, beat the fuck out the air now, But, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna, do normal shit. But if he comes over and he wants to play, I'm gonna play with him, And at the same time, I'm not always gonna feel like playing, I mean, like, sometimes I'll be like, can we just chill today? But, like, sometimes I'll be like, fuck it. I'll go to stick up my ass and, I'll play. Whether it wants to be a makeup game or, not like actual makeup where we put makeup, but like a makeup game where there's this one game. And it's pretty fun. Where because we have these tennis rackets at my grandma's house, we always play it there. We would always like act like there were swords or some shit. I would sit in this chair because in the game I'm supposed to be crippled, but I'm hella powerful, and I like kick his ass a bunch, and it's hella fun because I get to kick his ass. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty fun. I like that game. And there's this one really fun wizard game that I used to play when my grandpa died. Like, deadass, we came up with this game. We found this really cool stick, and I still have the stick. And it weirdly holds a lot of memories for me, and I really like that. And I really like that stick. And it's a fucking stick, but it's in my room, and they brought it. Like, dude, look at this cool stick. I'm like, okay, give me that stick. I want that stick. So I take the stick. The stick's now mine. And we would play this wizard game yet again, where I would be like really strong, but I met my maker when my cousin Landon came in, and he was even more strong. He was as strong as I was in the game, and then my little cousin, I'm gonna just call him B. My little cousin, who's 10, he was, starting to level up and learn shit, so he was slowly getting stronger. I mean, like, he wasn't absolutely weak. Like, I did get my ass kicked, like, once or twice by him. But, yeah, I want those two volumes to be hella close to what I want, And that's kind of what also part of the volume is, it's, a part of, me growing up, and I think it'd be really fun. And I'm debating on if I want to do 3 volumes, but I feel like that might be overkill. But at the same time, I also really want to get off my chest a whole bunch of fun shit that I used to do as a kid, Like, the first volume is going to be, what I said, but the first half of the first volume is going to be like, my home, because everybody knows that I'm in Ohio, so obviously one of the tracks had to be called Ohio, and obviously it has to like bring up like where I'm at, so that's gonna be like the first three tracks are gonna be like, where I'm gonna be at, where I am, where I was raised, and then um the last track of both the volumes. The last track is going to be called Hollywood for the first volume, and the second one is going to be Undead for the last track. Unless for the last volume, I had the last track be Hollywood Undead, because I feel like once I found Hollywood Undead, I found who I was, But yeah, man, hella crazy, hella crazy. So what happened with your prescription deluxe? That got canceled, and I put out a thing on Twitter, um, and I was like, yo, so like the reason why it is, canceled and why it didn't come out is because uh, we 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 all wanted to focus, and I wanted to focus on putting out Call Me Circle XLP, because we all knew that the fans wanted something out. I wanted something out. Circle wanted something out. A wanted something out. You know, the fans wanted something out. I mostly wanted something out. Because it's like it's been a year and a half. Something needs to come out. And it did, and it came out fucking hard, man. And I'm happy that it came out the way it did, but I also said that it's the same tracks, and now that I kind of look back on Your Prescription, it's pretty cool. I like the album, don't get me wrong, but at the same time it's also kind of a stupid idea. But at the same time, it's a cool idea because it's got everybody's fan favorite tracks on one album. It's got like most fan favorite tracks, and there was like a few underground, not underground. There was like a few like tracks that weren't as crazy, but were pretty good view wise. I don't know how to explain it. Like there was the fan favorites, and then there was like the underground fan favorites. Like people liked those tracks, people liked those beats, but it wasn't as crazy and as talked about as the other tracks, if that makes sense. So that's why um the Your Prescription Deluxe didn't come out, which I'm also okay with. There's really not that much that I was gonna add there anyway, but yeah. So the reasoning behind the high volumes is because, and I talked about this before, a while ago, that the reason behind it is because I was getting ready to put out The Abyss, and I thought The Abyss was a pretty heavy, controversial album, and I wanted something to lighten the mood a little bit, because The Abyss, when you look at it, it's a pretty dark album. That whole album is dark, it's controversial, and I kind of wanted to lighten the mood a little bit, and I wanted to put out something of my own on Your Medicine Productions, and I was like, what if I do, like, I don't want to put out a full album, but at the same time, I wanna test out the volumes, and the volume idea did really good, and I also did the volume idea too to test out how people would like the volumes. Going back to like me thinking about home, because I've been thinking about my home album volumes for a long ass time, either before or after the Abyss. I've been thinking about it for a while, um, and I wanted to test it out, and it got good responses. People liked it. Um, it was pretty good. Um, you know, and for that channel, it only has 20 subscribers. But has like people come and go from it. It didn't do that bad. I mean, compared to my other albums, I mean, it did bad, but for that channel, it did pretty good. It did pretty good. You know. So, yeah, I was testing that out. I wanted half the album to come out um, before the Abyss, and I wanted it to come out after the Abyss. But I wanted to wait a little bit after the Abyss, so it wasn't like album. So it wasn't like Volume 1, The Abyss, Volume 2. Like, I wanted there to be a little space. I think I did it like, yeah, I did it a month before and like a month or two after the Abyss, before and after. And there's actually going to be a third volume, but the third volume was going to be all the tracks on one. It was just going to be one album, and it was going to be called High Volume 3, the official copy. And it was just going to have all the tracks. And for Volume 2, there was actually going to be a track. There was a track, that there was a track or a skit, I forgot which one, but it was taken. I think there might have been two, but it was taken out because it got copyright. It got copyrighted up because I used the beginning of Eminem's "We as Americans," and there was a whole skit, and that's why in Volume 2, the one opening track doesn't really make sense with like the girl like kicking into place, shooting it up, and then the beat starting. There was a whole skit explaining why that happened, and it was all supposed to come full circle, but because I had to take those out, it kind of didn't make sense. On on my other channel where I do music, uh, I don't post beats, but I do post lyrics, and I have said some very, very, very controversial shit on that channel, and recently, it's been like kind of brought up a lot. People aren't like, well, I don't know if it's like now it's past like this or that. Now we're actually getting pissed, blah blah blah. And I actually made a statement, and I get that it's not cool to use those words. Like, I use the word faggot a lot on those tracks, but I do it for a few reasons. I do it one reason because when people see that word, it draws attention. And I feel like the more I use that word, people are going to be like, hey, yo, one, he's fucking nuts. Two, he's homophobic. Or three, he doesn't give a fuck. And 2 and 3 are kind of what most gets, the attention. It always used to be the third one, like, hey, yo, he just doesn't give a fuck. But now it's just like, oh, he's homophobic. And, I don't want people to think that. I mean, I have trans friends. I have gay friends. I have lesbian friends, I have fucking A to Z, and, they know about it. But, like, they say it's okay, but do I feel like they feel like it's okay? Personally, no. And I know that it's wrong, and I kind of slowed it down. I don't think the word faggot from me was used on my recent album. I mean, I think Circle said it like once or twice, or once. I mean, I might have said it once. I don't remember, but uh, yeah, I tried to like not use that word as much. Uh, but I mean, whatever. Um, you know, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it does slip out. I'll be playing a video game, be like, "Oh, you fucking faggot," you know, shit like that. That shit happens. Um, but the second reason is, it's entertainment. The shit that I say, uh, and that I write for my other channel, it's fucking entertainment purpose only. Half of the shit that I say on there, I don't feel. And I mean, there is some shit like with the diss tracks. If I make a diss track on you, I'm going fucking all the way. Like diss tracks are real. Diss tracks are as real as I can be. Don't piss me off. I mean everything that I say to you in my diss tracks. Unless like I'm gonna fucking kill you, I'm not gonna kill anybody. That's the only thing that I'm lying about. But for the other channel, it's mostly entertainment. I say shit that is like, hey yo, what the fuck? This isn't, allowed. Because I say faggot and retard a lot. And I make fun of certain communities. I make fun of people, and it used to, the channel's dead now, but it used to draw eyes, and I feel like with that it kind of got old, and that's why people quit going to see it, because they were like, oh, it's the same fucking thing, whatever, which I get. I should have changed some shit up before, but I mean, I guess it's too late now. But I would say that shit. People would see and be like, hey yo, what the fuck? And I would have people coming back and be like, hey yo, he's saying some crazy shit. People try to cancel me, but it was like I couldn't be canceled, because how can you cancel somebody that doesn't give a fuck? But at the same time, the person that's saying he doesn't give a fuck if he's canceled, is saying he gives a fuck when he don't give a fuck. But there's so many levels to not giving a fuck that I don't give a fuck, if that makes sense. It probably don't. Even I got confused, but fuck it. I don't give a fuck. But I do know that it's wrong. But everything that I say and I do on that channel, it's entertainment purpose. It's for fucking shock value. Don't take every fucking thing that I say seriously. And I do try to make that clear. Like I feel like I look at it as like an Eminem way. His early shit was for fucking entertainment. If you don't like what I'm saying, fuck off. But at the same time, you're so addicted to it that you're like, well, I want to know what he says next. I want to know what he's gonna do next. I want to know who he's gonna call out next. I want to know what the fuck happens. And the shit is pretty entertaining, but after a while, I guess it does get pretty boring. And I feel like the highlight of the other channel was the volumes. I feel like the volumes were the last, like, just like, I guess straw, like, it was like the last straw, like people really loved those. I mean, like, at the time they hated them, but now when you go back, they fucking love them, to see how far somebody can go. And, even now, with the newer volumes, I mean, people still like the newer volumes. Are they as popular as the older, like, 7? No. And I feel like that channel went down when I made the track Gay Pride. And at the same time, that was also like even I knew that was wrong, but I was so pissed that I wanted to go at it. I just wanted to go at the community, and I knew that if I went after something that's hella big, I knew that I would get attention off of that. And I was just pissed at the world. And you know, I was just pissed at General. So when I made that track, I was like, yo, I'm gonna make this shit, and I'm gonna make sure people fucking know that I'm pissed. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, I don't want to be alone. And you know, I felt alone, and I felt like nobody understood that pain. So I'm like, I'm gonna make sure motherfuckers understand this pain. You know, that's why I did it. And you know, that's the one thing that I feel like was the fucking major downfall for the channel. But at the same time, it was also it also weirdly helped me get up there. But at the same time, now I don't give a fuck about any of that. Like, I don't care if the channel's dead. Like, I'm not gonna be posting on there much more sooner. You know, like, I've deleted videos, I've deleted some tracks. You know, yeah, you know, shit's crazy. I'm doing one last life after well, I can't even say EP, but I'm doing one last volume, and it's an album volume. It's gonna have 9 tracks, 1 track from each EP, and then the rest of the tracks are gonna be all brand new tracks on the album, and that's gonna be the last thing that I'm gonna post on, you know, my second channel. Because it's getting old. Even I'm like, dude, that shit's getting old. Like, I'm not having fun doing it anymore. You know, I mean, like, I'll go on there to diss a few motherfuckers, you know, every once in a while, but, you know, that's only if motherfuckers deserve it, you know. But, you know, it's entertainment. Hey, so the end goal, it's entertainment. Don't take everything seriously. It's entertainment. It's for shock value. Don't look at what you see on your screen and what you read and what you hear as actually me. Don't take it like that. It's entertainment, and it's a character, really. I mean, it's a fucking character. I mean, on my second channel, he's an asshole. I mean, I can be an asshole. Everybody knows I can be an asshole, but I haven't been an asshole in, like, well, yeah, 2 years. I haven't been an asshole in 2 years, so, you know, and it feels pretty nice not to be an asshole. I'm not gonna lie, you know, but there is always a part of me that's gonna be an asshole, you know. So if I ever need to bring out my asshole, I'm pulling down my pants and I'm showing everybody my asshole, because yeah, this asshole, when you give him the chance, it's gonna shit on everybody, you know. So, you know, but that's stupid. I'm kidding. I felt like I had to go on with that stupid fucking thing. No, but fuck, that's fucking stupid. Next question. So, how the drama started? The drama started between me and Guardian. It started over on Twitch, and I'm not really gonna talk about it because I feel like I talked about it a lot. But me and Guardian, we stopped talking because we got into a fight over him lying on Discord, saying, because, you know, I was going through a little bit of a weird state because, like, the family was starting to get fucking weird, and there was a lot of needless drama, and I was getting really pissed because people were getting away with shit that they shouldn't be getting away with, saying and doing shit, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna fucking lose it, you know. And, you know, he told me that you know, people were talking shit about me while I was going through a time, you know, and I flipped my shit on him, and I was like basically like, fuck you, you know. And I mean, now I don't really care. I really don't. I mean, it's stupid. Fuck it, you know, whatever. It's done, you know. It's fucking stupid, because even if he did, even if he didn't, which, I mean, he didn't. Like, he did leave the chat. I mean, he did fucking lie about that. But now I'm just like, I don't care if he did or he didn't, you know. I'm just, you know, going back to, you know, make amends with everybody that I did wrong, and you know, trying to start over again, you know. And that's what I really did with MJ. You know, and you know, I still feel bad about that, you know. And a part of me does hope that and I don't know, it would probably never happen, but a part of me does feel like we can go back to the friendship that we used to have, but you know, the only thing that we can do is try. But you know, I do realize that I fucked up at that. I fucked up a lot, you know. I went into that deeper because at that time when that whole thing was going on, I'm telling you, that whole Adderall shit, that coming off the Adderall shit was really fucking me up, dude. Like, I've never been that fucked up, but that whole timeline is a fucking blur while I was on it, coming off of it. But it was like towards the end, yeah, coming off of it, you know, because like I quit that shit like cold turkey. Like, I just stopped taking the pills, and that really fucked me up. But they were fucking doctor prescribed too. It was supposed to be safe. Man, kiss my donkey dick. That shit was nuts. I didn't even want to take the Adderall from the beginning. Fuck Adderall, dude. I fucking hated it then, and I 1,000,000,000,000,000,000% hate it now. But that whole thing was really fucked. But I hope that we can get there again. And I hate bringing it up, but I felt like right here, like, you know, bringing it up, you know, fit. But I try to not think about it a lot, and you know, it's in the past. I can't change it, but I can only change moving forward, try my best, you know, to continue on. But you know, the thing with NJ, you know, like, I realized how bad I fucked up, you know, so I messaged her, you know, and I wanted to start over again. Just like what I did with the Guardian, you know. Like, I realized that I fucked up, so I was like, just give me a chance. Like, I want to prove to you, and I want to prove to everybody else that, you know, that you know, that I've changed, you know, and that I'm going to change, and I would like for you to see that, you know. All I am asking is for a chance, you know. You know, with all that, you know, and I did that with Guardian too, you know. But when Guardian left, well, basically when I kicked him out of everything, because we had a band, we had a duo band called Guardian and Medicine, and that name got changed to Medicine, and then it got changed again to Ordinary World. And Punchy Landon, my cousin, came up with the name Ordinary World. I was like, ooh, I like that. I still like that. And I don't have a problem with Landon. I really don't. I don't have a problem with Landon. I don't have a problem with his sisters. I do have a problem with his mother, though. But I don't have a problem with Landon. I don't have a problem with Maddie. I probably should not have said her name. I'm so sorry. I don't have a problem with Katie either. I'm so sorry. I don't have a problem with his dad, their dad. You know, even though he has a problem with me, understandable. But yeah, you know. But what happened with that is I was getting ready to make a new album, you know. And you know, I got like 4 tracks in, and Guardian was still there at the time, you know, and I was working on him, and Guardian was only there for the first track, I think, Beautiful Tragedies, which was gonna be the original name for the album until it got turned to Secrets, but Beautiful Tragedies, Guardian was there, but for the rest it was all, you know, Punchy. and I was like, yo, like, do you like this album cover? So like he helped me pick out the album cover, the name of the channel, the name of the album. He helped me title the tracks. He went through and he listened to the beats to make sure they were cool and he liked them. See if I should change anything. He did all that. And I was like, yo, when do you want to put this out? Blah blah blah. We set a date, but after that, it was before the album was even released. Some personal things in the family between his mom and basically the family got into a fight, and his mom made him block me, delete me on everything. So I was like, okay, cool. So yeah. So technically, but also not. I mean, Guardian is on one album. Me and him made AK-47FU2. Then we had the unreleased remix album that had like 10 or 11 tracks of AK-47FU2 remix album. He's on those two, but technically only one came out. So, not even technically, only one came out. So, he's on AK-47FU2. He helped out for the first track on Secrets. So, I mean, he's on that track. But he didn't get credited on it because, I mean, he didn't, like I sent it to him, but at the time, he didn't get to listen to it yet because, like, everything happened so quick. He didn't even get to, listen to it or say anything, respond to anything, so that's why he wasn't credited on it. But me and Punchy did everything on that album, so yeah, Guardian was only on one album. Me and Punchy are only on one album, and ever since then, actually, there has been talks of me bringing it back and doing a third album, but also technically a second album, because Secrets is one big junction of all different tracks, like 4 new tracks, one remix track of GTA 4's theme song, along with a whole bunch of fan favorite tracks and music videos. There was supposed to be a music video for Beautiful Tragedies, but I decided not to and just leave it at that, just leave it alone, because it was a big ass mess. But I wanted to bring it back, and I wanted to do an album. I wanted to do a second album. Some people might look at it because the actual second album is like a mix of a whole bunch of shit. So there's technically only one album, AK-47FU2, but some people look at it as 2 albums, AK-47FU2 and Secrets. But I look at it as 2 albums. So I wanted to put out my third album. Well, not my third album, but our third album. Me, Circle X, and Big A. I wanted to put one out on there, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it be. I'm just gonna let that channel be as what it is, and yeah, and it's been like that. I did recently release a deluxe version, which the deluxe version was made right after the whole thing with Guardian. So that's why in the deluxe version, I dissed Guardian in the live show. Which speaking of live shows, Circle X is going live on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The dates will be up right now. Top 3 favorite albums are Notes from the Underground, Hotel California, and 5, all by Hollywood Undead. My top 3 favorite songs are right now Dangerous, Lion Eyes, and Murder Murder. Those are my top 3, but Murder Murder I'm just trying to learn right now. That's by Eminem, but all the time usually it's always Lion and then the 2 new ones. The first one well, no, not Murder. Yeah, no, not Murder Murder. My number 1 most favorite track is Lion, Dangerous, and Lion Eyes. Those 3 are my favorite. Top 3 favorite artists: Hollywood Undead, Eminem, Falling in Reverse. That is the most easiest one. But yeah, man, this is it. I mean, it was fun answering the questions. And it was also fun because I'm shouting myself out here, making the cover for the interview. It was fun, making it, but man, it's pretty fun. But yo, we is out of here. We out of